Hello and welcome back to another video. I am here in Hard Knott, so south of the Lake District, and in quite a remote, harder to get to area, lots of small roads. But I've parked up just at the bottom of Hard Knott Pass, and I'm actually already in Hard Knott Fort, so just having a look at the ruins of this Roman fort. I think it said on the sign next to my van that it was built in, I think, 2nd century AD. You can see all the ruins here. Quite a huge space. So I've just popped up here on my way up the road. So I'm going to be walking up Hard Knott Pass, not driving. Not for me. There's a lot of cars on the road trying it out, but it's a bit of a nasty road by all accounts. Lots of potholes, sketchy. So I've decided to park safely at the bottom of it and walk up. So I'm here in my van and I've parked up for the night, and my plan is this evening to try and do Hard Knott, which is just, you can see up there. Try and do Hard Knott for sunset. So I've just taken a peek at the fort and then I'll walk up the road and try and get to the top before the sun sets. And this will be another new Wainwright for me, which isn't that surprising considering it's quite a remote Wainwright to do in a sense, because you have to come in from the south. But I'm hoping it should be a nice one. I've seen lots of sort of videos on it, pictures, and it looks like a good summit. I will show you the route now, I think. Starting off at the bottom of Hard Knott Pass, you can take a look at the Roman fort and then head on up the road to the summit of the pass, where you take a left and on up to Hard Knott. Back down the same way, back onto the road and down the pass until you reach your starting point. Oof, there's one of the potholes. It's actually a lot of cars coming down the road or going up it, so a lot of people do drive it. It's been pretty cold the last couple of days. We had a bit of a warm period last weekend and then it's got freezing again. Last night was minus sort of temperatures. But it feels quite mild at the moment. I've just had to take off my hat. This is such a gorgeous area. I don't know how well you can see all the sort of detail in the rock, but it's lovely. The gradient has eased out slightly. There is a lot of bog dodging here. Wow, the sun is shining off the sea there, which is really nice to look at. And the light is lovely now. Oh, you can see the Scafell range really clearly. Just peeking out there. I'll show you when I get to the top, but this is stunning. I am definitely going to have to camp here sometime. What a lovely area. Ah, and here it is. Look at this view. Wow. This is stunning. This valley over here. Don't know how well you can see it in this light. Wow. It's so still as well. I can hear people talking in the distance. So you've got Slight side, Scafell Pike there. Coming along to Great End at the end, Pike, Bowfell, Crinkle Crags. This is such an amazing view. So I've found a beautiful spot to sit at. It's actually like a chair. And the sun is, let me show you, directly over there. So I've got the sun on my face. It's quite warming. It's pretty cold apart from that, but that's keeping me warm. I've got the view out to the Scafells, Bowfell and that. And what is even better is I stopped at a bakery on the way here, and my favourite pastry is a cinnamon roll. And I haven't had one for quite a while, and I bought a cinnamon roll. So there it is. So I am going to eat that now whilst I watch the sunset. On my way back down now. Hung out for sunset for quite a while. Got a little bit cold. But now I'm going to head down to the road, walk back down the road, back to the van, and get into all my layers for the night and get my down sleeping bag so that I warm up a bit. So I'm going back the same way that I came up. Just a bit easier, quite a straightforward path. And I want to get back to the van now, not spend too long on it. But it's pretty nice still. So I obviously did Hard Knott up there for sunset, and you can instead, if you wanted to add on Harter and Green Crag, actually come off the road and go up after Hard Knott, go up the other side. Up to Harter from here, and then you don't lose the ascent that you've gained by coming up the pass. So you can do that as like a 3 Wainwright circuit from down at the bottom of the pass. And it's actually what I was going to do in the morning, but when I got here I decided that I wanted to do something for sunset, make the most of this weather. So I went up Hard Knott. So tomorrow morning I will just do, hopefully, Harter and Green Crag. It's almost getting very dark now, but I'm back at the van. I have just set up the bed and it's time to get cosy, I think. I've got changed into my merino layers and down layers, and I've made some questionable couscous with some cheese and pepperami, which seems to be my staple for camping, or van camping now. And I'm gonna settle back, probably watch something, Do have signal here, which is weird. But yeah, I'll probably watch something and get cosy, ready for my early start and sunrise. I think I need to check the time for it because it might be a very early start and I am pretty tired, but we'll see. Might try for a sunrise. I need to check the weather to make sure it still looks like there is a chance of sunrise. So yeah, I'll probably say goodnight now and I'll see you in the morning. Morning. I have set out on my hike. I managed to get up at 4:30 today. It's now about 5:30 something, 5:40 maybe. And I have come off the road. I've headed up the pass and come off the road onto the path up to Harter. The moon is out really bright, which is nice. It's cold, but okay because I'm moving and very still. So I will show you the route and I think keep on going, try and get up there for sunrise. Heading up from the bottom of Hard Knott Pass, you walk up the road and you can pop into the Roman fort there if you haven't done that before. But you head up to the peak of the pass and then take a right onto quite a steep and sloggy path up to the summit of Harter. Once you've seen the summit, then head down the side across the bog and then up to Green Crag, the second summit. Retrace your steps and come back down to the forest and then down a lovely steady path back to the start. This would be a pretty boggy walk, I think, if it wasn't quite as frozen. I think I've picked quite a good day to do it. It's still a bit soft and sometimes quite wet in places, but I think it's a lot better than it could be. We've got quite a lot of cloud over here in the east where the sun's going to rise. It'll probably rise a little bit towards the south east because it's still winter, but it's sort of moving that way. Okay, I think that is the summit just peaking. Although it's quite false summity here. I keep thinking I'm getting to the top and I'm not. So who knows? There is an amazing view over to the Scafell range. You see Scafell, the iconic pyramid there. That's nice over the Scafell range. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know that I made coffee this morning and brought it with me. Not like the disaster that was yesterday morning without coffee. It's a really lovely summit. I really love it. It's quite flat and, well, I say flat. It's a little bit flat in places, but it's just so rocky. And there's loads of these kind of crags. Oh, I don't know if you can see there. And behind me, loads of these crags kind of sticking up, which you can kind of scramble on. It's really fun. And there's some views to the backs of loads of mountains. I say backs because I always think they're like looking into the Lake District, but maybe not. So over this way, I don't know if you can see, there's all the Scafell range. And then this way is all the Coniston range. Yeah. Lovely. And we got some sunrise colour. My next hill is Green Crag, so that is this darker one here. Not sure where the summit is. It looks like it might be that one, but we will see. Apparently down here is very boggy, so I'm hoping for a bit of this frozen bog that I've been getting. That would be helpful. I think I'm going to clamber on up to that top of that rock there, just because it is the highest point. And it looks like there's a little steppy thing going up it. Let's see. Put you down for a second. Chaotic filming. There we go. Officially the highest point of Harter. Right, onwards to Green Crag. I need to get down here first. I found the path down, so we go down there and then up to Green Crag. I think we lose quite a lot of height and then it's back up. So we've dropped about, I think, well, by the time we get to the bottom of this bit, we'll have dropped about 350 metres from the summit of Harter, which is always a bit soul destroying when you have to go back up again. But I think it's only about just under 200 metres, maybe a bit less, up to the summit of Green Crag from the kind of base there. So not as big a slog as up Harter, which we have to be thankful for. We're just skirting around next to Hard Knott Forest, it says, the conifers, and hitting the lowest point before heading up again. So that's, I think we're about 300 metres up, I said, didn't I, at this point. And I think this is meant to be the boggiest bit. It's not really that frozen, I don't think, down here. Looks more muddy, doesn't it? Okay, so the ground is very soft. I feel like I'm going to go any second. But there is a slight frost to it. So I think I've got a little bit lucky. Let's try and head to the side. Yeah, it's a bit scotchy. I really love the feeling of being alone out here. It's a very quiet area of the Lake District. I mean, it's a Sunday. Haven't seen anyone. Not sure I will. Maybe a bit later. But yeah, it's just, this is a hill that people aren't going to do much unless you're doing the Wainwrights. But it's so nice just feeling like you're the only one in this landscape. Really love that in this boggy, wet landscape. So that's where we've just come down from Harter. And now we're in this boggy wasteland that is in between Harter and Green Crag. To be honest, I don't generally mind bog too much, which sounds weird, but just sort of hopping over it. It's just the terrain makes it harder work because you're kind of jumping about. The path is actually so much nicer now. Not as boggy, she says, she comes up to a boggy a bit. But it's definitely getting better the higher we go up. Hello. Not interested. So that is Wainwright number 211. 3 more to go. Right, I'm going to perch on a rock and have a quick rest. A bit tired now. Okay, I'm going to head down now. It's about 8 a.m. and it's about an hour and a half, an hour and 20, an hour and a half back to the car. And I want to get home to sit on the sofa this afternoon and watch the football. And I cannot wait. I'm just going to eat food, watch football and chill out, because it has been a very busy weekend. It's been great, but I am looking forward to some relaxing time for sure. The sun. So I think approximately at least half of the way back will just be me considering what to eat for tea tonight. It's always, oh God, do not go now. It's always a big decision for me what to eat, because I love my food and it just has to be good really, tonight especially. There's just clouds dropped over the top of the Scafell range there, which looks quite moody, especially because I've got the sun here. There's some nice light going on too. I am now back over the bog, almost squelchy, and going to meet the path I came in on from Harter and head down. This path now is nice and steady down, like a little bit rocky, but after the bog it's nice and firm. And yeah, just a gentle gradient down, so not too bad. And then we should drop to the bottom, meet the road, and then I'll need to go back up to where I parked, because I parked a little way up. It's a lovely little stream, kind of rocky area. Now uphill. Well, that was a slog. Up Hard Knott Pass, the road bit at the end. But I'm here. Since I'm now back at the van, I am going to get in, drive the long way home, and then, like I said, settle on the sofa for some well-earned food and football and relaxing. But I hope you enjoyed this route. I will put the routes for Hard Knott on its own, Harter and Green Crag on its own, but then also the whole route joined up. I'll put the links in my description so you can follow any of them. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.